All right, here we are in our final best of three of the day. This is going to be Sodam in the blue Infernal up against AIM in the red Vanguard. And both of them having won one series already tonight, earning their place here in this matchup. Which is sort of the odd bracket matchup in this tournament. Since we had 10 players to begin, we needed some kind of weird way to balance them out.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I think chat said earlier that the wait, where is it? Never mind.
We got
Never mind. I was gonna
double
say
vault
they
here.
is it double vault?
We got double vault
Interesting.
opening from Sodam, and I don't know if it's going to be scouted because the pup sees the first vault, but the second one's kind of in this interesting spot.
I think see, doesn't he doesn't see it.
Doesn't look like he sees it around on the way here either. Now, I mean, I don't know how bad that could be for him. He did see the first vault. The thing is, when you see one production structure, you assume that means an expo, probably, right? When you see two production structures, then you're like, maybe there's going to be some aggression. Here we go.
Now he sees it.
Yeah.
Now he definitely sees it. Yep.
And the second brute pops out. Now he's going to be okay because AIM opened with 2 racks. And remember from the earlier games, AIM was incredibly aggressive in his other matches. So we'll see if he opens that way.
AIM definitely likes to get in the face of his opponent there.
And it's Lancers, not Dogs, so he has done both in the past. We'll see. See if he just rushes them straight over. No, he's going for the speed camp first.
I do think that pure Lancers beats pure Brutes. A double vault. So a double racks would beat a double vault.
I agree
eventually.
with you there. And wait a second. Okay, we see Sodam moving right across the map already. Maybe this is just a harass force trying to get on these creeps, but oh, he split all his brutes.
Why?
No.
What?
Okay.
Or is he? Oh, he's gonna run all the way back to the worker line and start doing damage to the bobs. But there's probably
already 2 Lancers here.
Yeah. Oh no, that's just a bunch of free fiends that are gonna get pulped.
Oh no!
In this fictional game. No, see get the dog.
Yeah. Did manage to get the dog, but how many feet? Like, sacrificed, at least 4 or 5 fiends already just to get a dog. And more split brutes. No. I'm not sure what that's about. Now, the fiends do give you a lot of DPS, so in this creeping, that was actually really good. Oh, still trying to get damage done with the run by, it looks like. Not stopping to get the lightning legs, which is smart, I think.
Yeah.
And, oh, it's an overcharge bob. Those things can't be killed.
Yeah.
And now there's 2 X's there. You'd like to get some...
I'm watching with my 2 eyeballs right now.
Yeah.
Oh, doesn't get it. Sauced.
Oh, no. And
oh, no, and the shrine goes down.
Yeah.
This is turning into a disaster catastrophe for Sodam.
Yeah. AIM's Lancers here, not even with their promos yet. I'm not sure if he can. But
I do see aggression in the base of AIM as well. That's that's a big blue blob.
It's more fiends and
I think he was hoping that that his Hexen would be able to infest, but that either that Bob Overcharge is still going or there's a fresh one that popped. I think it was a fresh one. But yeah, that's a lot of Lancers to have inside of the worker line.
And those workers haven't reacted yet. They turned to take some shots.
We do have a clan cave hub, but okay, we do see a Gaunt on the field, being able to do a little bit of backline damage,
but not for long.
No,
it's amazing how tanking these boys are. Oh, he is alive, yeah. And now they're back on the imps.
They all got a veterancy chevron too. From 3 of the 4 did.
Oh.
Oh, come on. No.
No. Oh,
No,
gets one.
no. Gets 2? Gets
Yes.
2?
Wow. Quite a
Gets 3?
veterancy on this guy.
Oh, gets
Oh,
4.
gets them all. Okay. Who said fiends aren't good against lancers? Just have to
I
make sure
stand
your
corrected.
lancers are at 4 hit points, and then the fiends do pretty good.
That's it. And that they don't turn around and fight.
Yeah. Okay, so we do have a ritual chamber up here, so there is some follow-up, but remember the base went down, so the damage here has been pretty severe. Although there
Yeah.
is no base here for aim.
What's the tech look like for aim? I know we
On
see.
the
I know the
BK,
BK lounge is up. Yeah,
kinetic
kinetic
on the
redirection.
way. Let's see. Yeah, we do
No
not
tier
have
2
quick
though.
draw. Yeah, good call. No tier 2. 2 racks, but that's what we opened with. More fiends. I just think this
They're
has
lightning
not been
legs.
the right choice. Well,
Yeah,
at least they ran away.
Gets the cabbage.
Yeah. And they
gonna
have
soften
good
up the-
DPS, but yeah.
Oh, Lancer goes down to the Shadow Demon.
Yeah. Wow. I got distracted by that water. I thought it was another building.
By the way, I wonder how much experimentation has happened with a sentry post with a medtech inside of it being used much the same way. Because like this is definitely like a very bio-heavy play.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the reason that a lot of, now that I'm saying it out loud, I think the reason that a lot of Vanguard players don't do that is because medtechs require a tier 2.
Yeah.
And then like that already opens up tech paths to mech units, which I think in this patch the mech units are just out and out better. Vulcans are just a better Lancer, and Hedgehogs are just a better Exo. So you don't really see medtechs being used to heal bio all that much. But I wonder if you did want to go into a pure bio style, if building a forward sentry post and throwing a medtech in there to kind of have your own health camp of regen would be a good way to do aggression against an enemy base. If you kind of have like that what is it called, a med station? That
Yeah.
med station as an anchor point where like, hey, the Lancers are infinitely tanky. They can just sit there, and if they're like sitting on health regen, like,
Yeah.
good luck pushing them off.
It's like a repair turret, and you've sort of hit the sort of drawback is that medtechs take more tech to get out than a bob, right? You can put a bob in a turret right away. That's might be the reason we don't see it as much. I have seen it some of those med stations in a little bit more mid to late game defensive roles. Not so much the aggressive role that you're talking about, but I think it's just better than a buzzsaw or a flat cannon when you've got a lot of bio sitting around it. Now we got some Lancers and Exos trying to push in here, and it looks like there's one Weaver doing the tanking, but I don't know if it's going to be able to stay. So much splash from the Lancers cleans up the Gaunts pretty quickly. We see the Weaver go down too, and now the Exos are pushing right in. This base, which was rebuilt, might go down again.
Yeah, it's tough seeing a Weaver go down to these tier 1 units, but that's really like it's almost like the Weaver is only meant to counter higher tech units that it can take more of a chunk out of when it hits for that percent damage, because
Yeah.
An AoE damage dealer it is not. It really needs a lot of support from other tier 1. Oh, its shield goes down to save a single Exo?
Yeah.
What?
And that's
Styling
going
on
to
him.
be GG out of Sodam.
Oh no.
Okay, here we are in game number 2 between AIM here in the blue Vanguard. And his infernal opponent in the red is Sodam. Woo! And Sodam's opening with a vault, but not 2 this time, only 1. Didn't we just play on this map?
We did just play on this exact map.
They have some strange map rules in this tournament. They're doubling up on Titans, so. But we do see it's a different game because we don't see the double vault out of Sodam. And that double vault did not work very well for Sodam last game because his Expo ended up getting denied twice. And the first brute's out, chasing the dog away. And it's a farm at the vision camp today. Hog tried to take the dog, but no. Decides I don't want to get too far away from my home. So we got creeping from the brute and the hexen from Sodam. And it's 2 racks again out of aim. So aim looks like wanting to do damage. Lancer's popping out again. And looks like the dog has aggroed the shadow demons so that they kill the Fellhogs. And Sodam heals up a little bit and runs 2 fiends after the dog. Well, yeah, actually, unfortunately, losing 2 fiends here to the shadow demons, and I think also losing 2 to the lancers. Or did they run back? No, they came back. It looks like. Staying on the fiends, I'm not sure if that's a great idea after how heavy lancer play there was last game.
Yeah, I was just thinking about that in between games, but really, what's the alternative? Do you mix in some, like instead of double Iron Vault, do you go Conclave Iron Vault? But Gaunts are still not great against Lancers. I think Lancers still catch them.
Yeah.
So like it's almost better to just let the brutes soak the damage from the Lancers, and then when they split into fiends, like try to do some flank plays or something like that. Oh, losing the Hexen. That's a bummer.
Yeah, I think brutes are your best answer against the lancers in terms of just if you have to fight them. And I think the real way you win against this lancer style is you don't let the lancers in your base. Once they're in your base, you're out of luck.
Yeah.
And we only have a single brute here trying to guard this big old ramp. And these are lightning legs lancers.
Do you remember when we saw, I forget what game it was, where there was a Vanguard player in this exact same spot on this map that built a cool little SimCity like entrance to the ramp? I think doing that for the at least in the early game for Infernal would be really strong. Just like throwing down a meat farm or 2, or maybe another production structure. Contest that.
Oh yeah,
no, you definitely don't want to let them take it.
Yeah.
But...
No, I agree. And the meat farms can be even better at zoning than, say, Vanguard structures because the Fellhogs get out and mess around with pathing. So if you're trying to run by and there's a couple of Fellhogs clogging your way, you might not be able to just rush in.
Yeah.
Okay, speaking of Fellhogs, these Lancers are coming to have a Fellhog sandwich. Chop up some Fellhogs. Bye-bye farm.
Speaking of, my favorite part of the just the passive meat farm animation is that the little sausage being sliced on the left side. If you zoom in, there's like a little guillotine that's cutting slices off of a Fellhog sausage.
Really? I'm gonna have to check that out. Let's go find a farm. Where's a good farm? Ooh, right there.
Right there, yeah, and it comes down.
Oh,
and
nice. So they are literally making sandwiches.
Yeah, the infinite pork chop.
Mm-hmm. Lots of Lancers here. And Exos added. This is a pretty dangerous looking force. Oh, but we do have a Magmadon and a Weaver out. This is looking like a better defensive force now.
Yeah, the Magmadon's going to disagree with a lot of that force, and I think the Exos are just starting to get online, so they're still going to be pretty dangerous to this Magmadon, but they're not going to like instantly pop it. I think the Magmadon has good potential to keep its stomp up and running for quite a while before it gets taken down by the Lancers. But we'll see. I think now the question is, It almost seems like Weaver. That's too much of an investment in Weavers. They've got so much surface area that the Lancers can abuse, and they're going to be taking bonus damage from the Lancers.
Yeah.
The lashes are nice, but I think they're just going to fall way too fast for how much they cost.
The thing about Weavers versus Lancers is the Lancers can stand right underneath the Weaver. They don't even need to get a surround. They just stand underneath it, and they can all focus fire it down. So, yeah, I think 2 Weavers is maybe not the right choice here.
Is it no unit collision for both sides, or is it no unit collision just for friendly units?
It's for both sides, I'm pretty sure. If you can't like block your ramp with a Weaver. Lancers just walk underneath its legs, I'm pretty sure. Oh. I'd love to test that out to see if I'm correct on that.
Yeah.
Anyways, these Weavers are actually chewing out the Lancers.
Great yoinks too.
Yeah,
and
actually.
with Plague X's, I think the Fiends were able to absorb a bit of the damage that was being put out too, just to buy time for the DPS units to really lay down some damage while the Fiends get turned into raspberry jelly.
I think fighting under those Shroud Stones was not a good idea. Even though these Weavers are low, they regenerate their white health so quickly. And that's like 100 hit points of white health right there.
All right, we're getting an update from chat that going forward there won't be the same map twice in a match. So today we saw a couple of best of threes where we saw repeats of a map, but that won't be the case for the semifinals going forward.
Oh, that's good to hear, because it might be worth pointing out the semifinals and the finals will be best of 5s as well. Boy, would it be boring if it was Titan's Causeway every time. And they must like
It's
Titans.
interesting that that's such a popular map.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I wouldn't count it as my number 1, but it's certainly... I used to hate it, but I now find it just to be pretty good, actually. It's a pretty good map.
Yeah.
It's got too many chokes, and as an Infernal player, I got frustrated with it, and then I realized, oh, you can just knock down a bunch of trees, and it's not that bad. Third base now going down for Sodam, but there's also already a third base up for AIM. Sodam does have the supply lead at the moment. And once again, we got a force moving across the map. What's that? A speedy fidget spinner, as you call it. A speedy little sentry drone. Oh, wow. Okay, so they're both moving out. The Weavers, I think, can't make it through. The Weavers and the Brutes, I don't think, can make it through that little hole.
Probably not. Yeah, it's just that little hit squad of...
Exos.
What is that? Gaunts and Fiends?
That made it through, yeah. And I think they decided we can't go that way. And we can definitely see the quick draw hustles up now, and I think that means kinetic redirects also up. So those units have their early upgrades, and now all these Infernal units soaking in the lightning legs and rushing out.
Man, starting a fight in front of this Therium camp is a spicy idea. Not knowing which army the Brute's going to attack.
Yeah.
Not the Brute, the Bruiser.
Bruiser, and the bouncing Plague Axes are almost certainly going to at some point aggro one of those.
Yeah. Even
if they're not intentionally aggroed.
Oh,
okay,
Buzzsaw
comes out.
Yep. That's going to be brutal. I almost think that's worth pulling back for.
Yeah, I don't know if you want to fight under this with those gaunts. Luckily, the Buzzsaws are focusing on that Brute, so...
Yeah, we've got a Vulcan in the back doing all kinds of damage to this entirely light armored force, and
look how much cranberry sauce there is on the ground there.
Yeah, it is. It's a replication of my Thanksgiving dinner.
Exactly.
Dinners.
Oh, and that Vulcan was so low, and now he's getting those healing hugs. He's going to be all the way back up.
Yep. It's so good. repair is so good.
Yeah, it's definitely, it's almost too good in this game. At least non-Vanguard players often will voice that opinion.
Yeah.
That was a weird train. These poor, watch them move through this Sim City here. If they didn't lag out there.
Yeah. It's just like
Oh.
when you hold down, when you copy some text and you just hold down Control V, and it's just like copy, paste, 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 paste.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
But this force from AIM has pushed into this third base, and actually, we're seeing a pretty good hold from.
Plague Axes are doing a good job.
Yeah.
As long as he keeps focusing down the Exos, but he won't be able to get in range. Not with the Lancers like charging on forward. Weaver goes down. Oh, and so we're seeing a lot of emergency promotes too. Great, great top bar micro from AIM.
And yeah, the Exos managed to stay alive, but they're going to be able to focus down. There's only Gaunts left, and here comes, oh, pretty good move to dodge that, because that could have been bad news. But there goes the base.
So what? Yeah, I think Sodam might try to like do the triangle third next, since the double Luminite base is just gone.
Yeah. He moved some.
I say that,
out,
but like, it might still be worth the risk if you can push AIM back, just because double Luminite is better than one Luminite, as groundbreaking as that sounds.
Yes, 2 is more than 1.
2 is more than 1.
Still. They need to nerf 2. Buff 1. Well, it looks like it's just some creeping out of AIM. But I think if he pushed into this, he might be able to deal with it. Actually, now there's some more Weavers out there getting a little tankier.
Yeah.
And the Weavers,
actually,
there's Vulcans here.
Another thing that I hadn't thought about earlier, but taking a fight right when an opponent finishes taking a health camp might not be the worst idea, because the slime debuffs stack.
Right.
So like I don't remember what the exact values are for how much the armor debuff is, but I know it. I mean, 5 stacks of any kind of debuff is bad news.
Right. Yes, you do end up taking a ton of damage under that debuff. Sensor drone spots this triangle base, as he said. He did go and take it, and a single Vulcan getting caught out. This is not good. Manages to get back to the safety of his Lancers and Exos. Some good lashes going down on some Vulcans. One of them gets taken out. The other one, ooh, another one gets taken out. The third one mowing down some Gaunts at the high ground there. Now gets lashed in and also gets taken out. Even though these Weavers did a good job on these... Oh, I said he got taken out, but he got left at 18 hit points.
Yeah. I think that's a Super Stone in the back. Trying to do some damage, but not that it's going to be enough. This is just way too much Vanguard marching on forward.
AIM's force now, yeah, moving on top. There's a lot of Shroud Stones here, and you really don't want to be fighting under 3 Shroud Stones, but all the Gaunts get shredded. It's just Fell Hogs left, and that's GG from Sodam. And that is AIM making it into the semis, and that's the end of our last best of 3.